Today we're going to start with effects of heat on matter. What are the effects on heating, let's say solid, liquid or gases? First and foremost, let us discuss what is thermal expansion. The word thermal means something to do with heat. Thermal expansion refers to the expansion or contraction of the dimension of the solid, liquid or gas when subjected to change in temperature. That means when you are heating it or when you are cooling it, when there is a change in temperature, what happens to the size? We're talking about dimension of the solid, liquid or gas, maybe the length or the area or the volume whatsoever. Now, there are three types of expansion we are going to study. The first one is linear expansion, the second one is superficial expansion, and the third one is cubical expansion. Now, let us learn what is linear expansion. Linear expansion is the expansion in the length of a solid substance when subjected to increasing temperature. So when you heat a solid substance, what happens? The length of the solid substance increases, so we call it linear expansion. Number two, superficial or areal expansion. What do you understand by the term superficial expansion? Is the expansion of the surface area of a solid substance on heating. So, what happens to the area of a solid substance? So, when you heat it, it increases, it expands. So, superficial expansion is the expansion of the surface area of a solid substance on heating. The third one is cubical expansion, also called volumetric expansion. Is the expansion in the volume of the substance which is subjected to increasing temperature. So, once more, cubical expansion means is the expansion in the volume, not lengthwise or not area, but in the volume of the substance which is subjected to the increasing temperature. Now, let us discuss the effects of heating or cooling with reference to this figure that is called Gravestone's ball and ring experiment. You see here a ball is there made of a metal, and here it is a ring. Now this ball is suspended from this point. This apparatus is before the heating. It was like this. Now on heating, what do you observe? On heating, you observe that the ball or the iron ball may be made of let's say aluminium or gold, anything. It will expand. You have already studied expansion, thermal expansion. So it is going to expand, and when you try to pull up the ball using this thread, okay, it is not going to pass through this ring. That means the ball has increased in the size. So what have you learned from this experiment, that is ball and ring experiment? The solids expand on heating and contract on cooling. So here the ball has been heated, so it has expanded considerably. As a result, it is unable to pass through the ring. But before, it was not heated, it was cold. So during when the iron ball or any metallic ball was kept cold, okay, it contracts on cooling. So what happens, it will pass through the metallic ring. Okay, this will pass through it easily, whereas after heating it is not going to pass through the ring. So what is the conclusion? That solids expands on heating and contract on cooling. Please revise the lesson, go through it, go through the diagram, then answer these questions given below. I have given you only two questions which are fairly simple. Question number one: which effect of heat does the ball and ring experiment show? Draw a neat label diagram and explain the experiment. Fairly simple. Question number two: explain the following terms. Whatever I have taught you, I have asked you here in the form of thermal expansion. Number two, linear expansion. Number three, superficial expansion. And number four, cubical expansion. Please write the answers neatly and correctly. Thank you.